How's everybody doing? This is Yanko Maceda, founder of Tabanero Cigars. And today is a special day because I'm going to do for the second time my Salomon. My Salomon, it was a test that we did in Nicaragua. This is not going to be for sale. This was a test of combining two worlds. Combining two worlds, something that I always dream about it. It will not be for sale. It will be for friends and families. And it will not be for sale, but I want to share with you the experience. So let's go ahead and cut and light up and see how it goes. Always remember when you do a Perfecto cigars, when you do a cigar that has two tips, as soon as you light up, it's going to have give you the notion that is kind of tight, but it's not really. You just got to burn past the first tip, and it will open up. So be patient, okay? Be patient. Well, it has a perfect draw, even that it has a pointy tip. When I use a torch, I never puff from the torch because I don't want my palate to get messed up because of the heat of the torch. This cigar is 40% rare tobacco and 60% Nicaraguan tobacco. The rare tobacco is from another world. It starts pretty cool because, you know, the pointy tip, because it's a torpedo finish. So always when you do torpedoes, it's going to be a cooler smoke. I get from friends and clients, hey Yanko, why is your torpedo, even though it's the same blend of the Do Robusto, tastes a little bit different? And I want to go more ahead and ask them, well, what do you mean by a little bit different? He says, well, Do Robusto, you get a lot more flavor. I said, that's the reason why I tell people, if you have such a beautiful cigar, why are you going to do a punch on a straight cut cigar? Do a straight cut so you can get the full experience. Because a torpedo or a punch is not going to get the cigar to the right temperature to completely open up. So a torpedo and a straight regular head cigar, even if it's the same gauge, same length, same blend, they will taste different because the temperature of the smoke. So it all depends, the time of the day, the occasion, if you want to do a torpedo or a regular round cigar. In this type of profile, which is a 58 gauge on the thickest part, you should experience different flavors through the cigar because of the thickness of the cigar changing on you and also humidity. So it'll be quite an experience. I finally got time to start training myself with a Pro Palate from Nick Cutro. What an amazing tool. He's been after me for 2 weeks, texting me, when are you going to start training yourself? When are you going to? And I've been sending him pictures at 6 a.m., 6:20. Here, I'm working. So the first day, I did 10 different aromas, and I did 50-50. On the ones that I got run, I put it pretty close to a similar essence. Vanilla, I got confused with nutmeg, so I was pretty close. Cedar, it was easy to pick up. Black pepper, I got confused. The next day, I did again 5 out of 10, so 50-50. So I've been working on the ones that I got confused, and pretty soon I will get all 20 perfectly. And then the 5 tobacco, I haven't done it yet. There's 5 different tobaccos that I really got to train myself in there. And what this Pro Palate does, kind of like wine. When you start training your nose, your palate with different essence, you'll be able to light up a cigar and start experimenting the tones that connoisseurs are sharing with you on videos and blogs. The chocolate, the dark chocolate, the vanilla hint, the oaky, the haze, because you've been training yourself with those different essence. And I think Nick Coutro did an excellent job with it because he used all natural essence. The vanilla is real vanilla. The candy is real candy from Germany. So he did the real deal. And he did it in portions that your brain has to work to be able to pick the essence. You just open the bottle and the candy aroma is gonna hit you. You really have to sniff and realize that it's candy. So I've been training myself. I started reading his book. He says, if you want to know everything that I know, you got to read my book. I said, of course, Nick, I'll read your book. I really appreciate Nick Coutro. Nick Coutro is the gentleman who does all the tools for the industry. Plastic cigar molds, chavetas, tuck cutters, casquillos. He has an engineering mind, and he really loves this industry. I realize you see that amount of smoke? You see? That is the oils on that 40% tobacco from another world. It has such a beautiful oils when you see the leaf, and that gives you that nice white smoke. That tobacco from the other world, it was Seco and Biso. It's 2016, so it's been aged for a long time. If you like to eat, it's kind of like French fries. When you just finish fry, woo! I love it. I'm in the stage right now when I'm in Cancelote. They brought the steak, and I bought the first pieces, and I'm already suffering, saying, "Oh my God, when I finish this steak, what do?" It's kind of the same thing. But usually half of the steak, 16 ounces, 14 ounces, you go, man, I already had enough. But with this cigar, it's different. You burn your fingers. It's like you don't have enough. This is the second time that I tried. Man, I love it. I had a customer this week coming in and say, hey, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm more in the range of $5 cigars, $6 cigars. So that's okay, that's fine. And then I took him to the drop master and we started talking about the things that the drop master does for cigars. And then he goes, hey, can you tell me why do I get so much canoeing cigars? I said, because you try to stay at the range of $5. And then he started laughing. And I said, don't get confused. When you go to Cigar Internationals, Thompson Cigars, and you see 40% off of specials, believe me, if those cigars were up to a quality of $12 cigars, they're not going to discount it at 40%. That was a batch from a big company that they realized there were some tobaccos in there that they were not right fermented. So the way how they sacrifice those cigars is going 40% off. Don't get confused. Because, wow, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. I'm not saying that you're going to get a canoe on a $12 cigars. It can happen. This is a handmade product. But believe me, if you're trying to stay at the range of $5, $6, you will get those canoe a lot more often. Sometimes I get people from upstate New York, and they come in, they see the prices of the cigar, and they go, man, why the cigars are so expensive? And they have a Mercedes key change on their hand. And I go, well, I see you drive a Mercedes. Why you didn't buy a Corolla? You take it from point A to point B the same way as a Mercedes. And they start laughing. There's many things that separate men apart. and one of them are cigars. Something that I got straight right in the beginning, thanks to my mentor, that he's been with me since the beginning, Steve Sternberger. He said, hey, you can't be everything for everybody. And I said, Steve, you know what? You're right. It's sticking in my mind forever. And every once in a while, I get a little bit weak or soft because of the situation. And I think about getting into bundles or other inexpensive cigars. And his comment comes to my mind, his advice, and I said, no. I stick to what I do, what I really enjoy. I don't know if I'm really good at it. I'm working on it, but I enjoy it a lot. So I stick to what I do. Fine cigars. And every year, every month, getting better and better at my craftsmanship. Getting better and better to recognize potential. This is a cigar that you want to light up with no one around. You want to be by yourself. You kind of want to make love with this cigar. Because, believe me, God. It has an Ecuadorian wrapper. Beautiful Ecuadorian wrapper, Ecuadorian binder. It has Condega, Jalapa, and then 40% of the tobacco from another world. I love it. I'm in heaven. Maceda Patriarca. I said, well, if I'm going to test this cigar, I'm going to put my beautiful label of Maceda Patriarca. Patriarch in English, I think. Oh, I don't know. It sounds better in Spanish. Patriarca. Patriarca. We're getting a visit pretty soon from our social media agency owner. He's coming to visit family in the U.S. and he's going to pay a visit here in Tampa, Florida. I'm excited. That way I can sit down with my right hand, Zach Nicholas, and him, and we can brainstorm on all their ideas when it comes to social media. They're exciting times. We are putting to test because of the situation that we are experimenting of being unable to find help. But God is testing us, and He's, again, making sure what we are made of. Making sure that we don't give up. Making sure that we'll be the last store standing. The real estate right now in Florida is like when we had the beginning of the pandemic and you couldn't find toilet paper and people were running, going crazy looking for toilet paper. That's how they're looking for properties right here in Florida, in Tampa. When you find a property, there's 10 offers. People are offering $50,000, $100,000 above the price. People don't care about appraisals anymore. Why bother paying $500 for an appraisal if the name of the game is who's going to pay more for the house? In the back of my head, I go, man, you imagine the day my cigars get to that point? I love to dream. As a kid, I was always get smack in my head from professors, and they would tell my mom, Yanko's always daydreaming. He's always in the limbo. And they thought I was missing a screw in my head or something, because I wasn't too good focusing or concentrating on the lesson. I'm glad there's accountants, because if I had to do the accounting of my business, I'll be out of business. I'm so bad with math. I'm so bad at everything that I don't really like. I'm really good at what things I really love. That's why I tell my older son, listen, Forget about being an average guy, average C guy, or not being the smartest. Has nothing to do with that. It's what can you do with what you know. That's what it's all about. What are you able to accomplish with the little bit that you know? And every time you feel you're in the comfort zone, get out. Get out. You will grow old pretty fast on your comfort zone. Just think about it. If you leave a baby inside of the crib for too long because you're afraid to get hurt or whatever, when it will learn to walk? Never. So get out of your comfort zone. Every time you feel too comfortable because everybody around you says, oh man, I take it easy. My job is so easy. I don't do much. You're going to grow old fast. Get out of your comfort zone, my friend, and experiment life. We just got Steve an electric bike. Oh, you should see him riding that electric bike. Oh my God. He's been getting out of his comfort zone. We bought him pedago, electric bike. What a beauty. When I was buying his, I said, should I buy one for me? I said, nah, my wife doesn't allow me to ride bicycles or bikes or anything. She says that I have a family and a business to take care of, so no motorcycles for me or bicycles for me. I'm only allowed to go to the gym. We went on vacation and I rode one of those roller coasters and I got a rib fracture because I didn't count that my head is too big. So when the roller coaster went this way and it was coming back and I went like this, I heard something crack. I said, oh, man, I experienced pain for almost a month. So I said, well, if that was with a roller coaster, imagine riding a bike. I got to calculate how big is my head when I'm not jumping on roller coasters anymore. That's it. That was the last experience for me. And my wife wants to do bungee jumping. Good luck with that. I'm not bungee jumping for nowhere. Crazy. And I really haven't got into it with her, but she's not bungee jumping either. Because listen, my friend, to deal with those two little kids that I have, I couldn't do it without her. So she's not bungee jumping. She's not doing, she said she did one time bungee jumping and when you jump out of a plane, parachuting. And I said, I'm glad you did it when you were younger because you're not doing it anymore. Unless the kids are already out of school, they went to do her own, they're living their life, and you're 50 years old and you want to do it, go ahead, you try. I just got to make sure that we have a nice life insurance policy. But no bungee jumping for me, no more roller coasters. I fractured a rib. Crazy. Because of my head going like this. Whew. My kid was riding in front of me, and he was going, Daddy, Daddy, you like it? You want to do it again? I said, you crazy boy. I was in so much pain. I'm glad it was the fourth day of vacation. You imagine if we did it right in the beginning? I couldn't sleep on this side. It's usually my favorite side to sleep in this side. I couldn't do it for a whole month. Why bother to do x-rays if I knew it was a fracture? Why bother getting tested with COVID if I know I got it on February? Well, just want to reinforce that I got it. Oh, and I got news for you guys. Now when you get to the shop to buy cigars, you get a free shot. I did some talking to the right people, and we have a vaccine shot station next to 7-Eleven. So when you buy $40 or more, I give you a free vaccine. I'm kidding. The station is there for the last 3 weeks. They've been giving that stuff for free to anybody who wants to do it. And it's funny because they come here to use the bathroom. Hey, we got free vaccines. Awesome. Good for you. A lot of my friends, they say, hey, you're going to be flying to Nicaragua often. Why don't you get the vaccine? I said, because even if you get the vaccine, you got to get tested to go to Nicaragua. So why I'm going to get the vaccine? What's the deal about the vaccine? And I got good news. They cut a guy in Miami selling the fake vaccine IDs. I got so happy. That means that it's already in the black market. So I will get to buy one for me and the whole family. I love it. I love Miami. You don't have a driver's license, they're $500 in Miami. Whatever you want, they have it in Miami. It's just because in Miami there's a lot of people from another world, and they get so how should I say? They get really creative. When you are born and you grow in a prison, you learn to have a mechanism, a defense mechanism, and you're always suspecting that someone is going to do something to you. So you grow up with that. And you're always thinking that you got to do it first before they do it to you. That's when you grow up in a communist country, in a socialist country. When you get here to the US, it takes about 5 years to understand that nobody wants to hurt you. This is the free world. You work hard, you do the right thing, and hopefully things will go well. That's a transition that nobody understands until you really experience yourself. When you see me doing a live and I keep paying attention to the cigar and I want it to go out, it's a good cigar. It's giving me so much inspiration. It's telling me that things are going to keep going well. Not well. Amazing. Amazing. I've been working on getting rid of the word unbelievable because I believe everything. It is amazing. Oh, my ice dropped. Still fresh. But nice pointy tip means that the tobacco was perfectly positioned. Ah, life is beautiful. Who would have told me that we started in 120 square feet on 5th and 17 10 years ago? In my competition, it was betting on how long I was going to last. A month, 90 days, 6 months. And now my competition is afraid of me. I love it. Started with a dream, with an idea. How are you, sir? Welcome. Come in.
Hi.
I asked Alexi how he's been doing, if he's enjoying it. And he says yes. He doesn't have many words, but he makes good cigars, really good cigars. My new cigar roller. It is a really good cigar roller. I have learned the cigar rollers, the first 90 days, it's like when you get into a relation with a woman, the first 90 days, you present to the woman your representative. You know? After 90 days, you really show who you are. The first 90 days, you open the door for her to go in the car. The first 90 days, you buy flowers. You make sure if you have some pasta and your stomach is going weird, you go outside. After those 90 days, forget it. You not even close the door when you go to the bathroom. That's the same thing with cigar rollers. The first 90 days, oh my God, they're awesome. After those 90 days, oh my God. If it's raining, they don't show up. If someone calls and you tell them not to use their phone, well, in case of an emergency. They've been here for a whole year and they haven't get an emergency call. But you got to be patient. You got to be patient. I have learned that after a year of working with Tabanero and making good money, they move out of the efficiency to an apartment. the transportation, they go to Kia, turn them in, trade it in, and they get a Kia. And they're expecting that the next year things to go at the same speed. They want more money, they want to get another car, they want to move to a bigger house. But they don't realize it doesn't work like that. That everything in this country and life, it takes time. But I think Alexis is different. I don't want to mess it up, but I think he's different. He's different. What a cigar. What a cigar. I feel that we are already at the thickest part of the cigar, but remembering the last one that I had, we are not right at the point. The right point with humidity, combustion, to completely open up and give you the best flavor is here. More than half of the cigar. That's why a lot of people, when they smoke the Bocados and Mike, they ask me, you don't have these same cigars on a larger profile? And I say, I do. But it will never taste the same as a Mike or Torpedo because they're 4 inches. As soon as you light up, you are so close to the heat, and the way we position the leaf, you're right at the flavor. But it's going to be a sure smoke. It's hard to accomplish that with a longer cigar. That's how cigars work. My phone ran out of battery before I started. That's why I haven't been able to say hello anybody or pay attention to the comments, because I was completely out of battery before we started. But it's okay. I will respond to your comments after we finish. I know, I understand what it means to stay connected, so I try to respond to everybody all the time. And this cigar is already getting into my bloodstreams. I'm starting to feel at ease. I'm feeling good. I've been talking to you guys and reflecting. What a cigar. What a cigar. It's not as complex as the other Patriarcas, the Robusto and the Torpedo and the Do Robusto. It's not as complex. It's a lot more settled because it has a lot of the same tobacco. It has 40% of the same tobacco. So it's not as complex, but it's really pleasant, really pleasant. I love it. Guys, we are in the same situation. It's been pretty difficult to find help. I'm making my cigar boxes. I'm making a lot of stuff. Karen and I, we're wearing many hats, many different hats to continue to go forward. I appreciate Karen. I appreciate Steve, my family, Zach, everybody that is around the brand, because it doesn't matter the difficulties that we're going through, we keep going, we keep growing. So guys, thank you very much for sharing some time with me on Sunday, and we'll be here next Sunday again, and hopefully we'll bring more good news. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and always remember that we believe in the enjoyment of craftsmanship that allows you to stop time, reflect on life, and plan the future ahead. Thank you very much.